Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. November 6. Going with the flow. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 96. The first words I speak when arising in the morning are, I arise, O God, to do thy will. This is the shortest prayer I know, and it is deeply ingrained in me. Prayer doesn't change God's attitude toward me. It changes my attitude toward God. As distinguished from prayer, meditation is a quiet time without words. To be centered is to be physically relaxed, emotionally calm, mentally focused, and spiritually aware. One way to keep the channel open and to improve my conscious contact with God is to maintain a grateful attitude. On the days when I am grateful, good things seem to happen in my life. The instant I start cursing things in my life, however, the flow of good stops. God did not interrupt the flow. My own negativity did. Courage to change one day at a time in Al-Anon. November 6. Step 5 says, admit it to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. But what is the exact nature of my wrongs? Is it the embarrassing moments, the words spoken in anger, the dishonesty? For me, the exact nature of my wrongs is the unspoken, self-defeating assumptions that give rise to my thoughts and actions. These include notions that my best is not good enough, that I am not worthy of love, and that I have been hurt too deeply to ever really heal. If I dig deeply enough, I usually find thoughts such as these beneath the things I feel the worst about. I am learning to examine whether or not there is any truth to these assumptions. Then I can begin to build my life around a more realistic, more loving way of seeing myself. Today's reminder. Living with alcoholism has taken a huge toll on my self-esteem. As a result, I may not recognize how many of my wrongs are built upon a faulty sense of self. That's why the 5th step is so enlightening and so cleansing, together with my higher power and another person. I can even change lifelong patterns. There is a quote from Alateen, Hope for the Children of Alcoholics, and it reads, if no one knows us as we really are, we run the risk of becoming victims of our own self-hatred. If we can be loved by somebody who sees us as we are, we can then begin to accept ourselves. Others rarely think we're as bad as we do. Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, November 6th. Understanding humility. Humility is a result of getting honest with ourselves. Basic text, page 36. Humility was an idea so foreign to most of us that we ignored it as long as we could. When we first saw the word humbly ahead in step 7, we may have figured it meant we had quite a bit of humiliation in store. Perhaps we chose to look it up in the dictionary only to become even more confused by the definition. We didn't understand how lowliness and subservience applied to recovery. To be humble does not mean we are the lowest form of life. On the contrary, becoming humble means we attain a realistic view of ourselves and where we fit in the world. We grow into a state of awareness founded on our acceptance of all aspects of ourselves. We neither deny our good qualities nor overemphasize our defects. We honestly accept who we are. No one of us will ever attain a state of perfect humility, but we can certainly strive to honestly admit our faults, accept our assets, and rely on our higher power as a source of strength. Humility doesn't mean we have to crawl life's path on our hands and knees. It just means we must admit we cannot recover on our own. We need each other, and above all, we need the power of a loving God. Just for today, to be humble, I will honestly accept all facets of myself, seeing my true place in the world. For the strength I need to fill that place, I will rely on the God of my understanding. Today, Emotions Anonymous, November 6th. Reflection for today. For a good part of my life, it seemed people were always telling me to grow up, but no one ever told me where my up was. No one had a plan to offer for my life. I used to wonder when I would be mature. Now I know that maturity is not a place or destination. It is a never-ending road in this life. I can usually look back and see the progress I have made along this road. With the help of my higher power and the 12 steps of EA, I know I will continue to mature. I am growing into a much deeper awareness of who I am and why I am here. Meditation for today. Let me always remember I am growing and maturing each day in every way toward the good which is in me. Today I will remember I am ripening at the proper stages on my road to maturity. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. November 6. Adult child defined. An adult child is someone who responds to adult situations with self-doubt, self-blame, or a sense of being wrong or inferior. All learned from stages of childhood. BRB page VII footnote. We may have grown up with parents who used anger and conditional love to control us. Maybe they were perfectionists and we could never measure up to their ideals. We were left with a feeling of certainty that our feelings, opinions, and perceptions were inadequate. That it was wrong to be an imperfect human being. As adults, our sense of wrongness from childhood may have kept us from expressing our true opinions. We feared others would abandon us if we disagreed with them. This may have led us to make unhealthy choices about partners or careers because our self-doubt was more powerful than our ability to trust ourselves. ACA meetings finally provide us with an opportunity to break the don't talk, don't trust, don't feel rule. As we face our shame and feelings of abandonment, we begin to realize that our self-image is not actually based on objective reality. We start to see more of the middle ground in situations and to approach life as balanced adults. As we learn to experience our higher power's unconditional love, we see that our opinions matter and that even when we don't think and feel as others do, we are still lovable. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I validate and honor my own feelings and views. With the help of ACA, I see myself in a balanced way and know I am capable of handling situations as a mature adult." Please like, share, subscribe, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. If you are unsure what your path is, take the time to find out. You are worth it. And remember that you are not alone and that recovery is possible, one day at a time.